we're going to go to our political reporter in D.C., Annie Andersen. Thanks for being with us this morning. Have there been any new developments overnight? What are you hearing?
So you kind of mentioned a lot of the developments that happened overnight. There was another vote that failed. We saw 3 people who caucused with the Democrats vote to pass the CR. So we saw Catherine Cortez Masto from Nevada, Senator John Fetterman from Pennsylvania, and also Senator Angus King. He's an independent from Maine, but he does caucus with the Democrats. So we saw them try to pass that clean CR. But the rest of the Democrats are hanging tough. They really want these healthcare subsidies that were passed during the Affordable Care Act, which was Obamacare, to be rolled over and continued into this new CR. They do not want to pass a clean CR. And that's really the sticking point. Now, as for today, nothing's going to happen. As you mentioned, it's Yom Kippur. So kind of the Capitol is shut down today. And so they'll be back on Friday for another vote. But if both sides hang tough, we might just see more votes where these 3 are who caucus with the Democrats, vote for the clean CR. But they need more Democrats to come over to pass this clean CR, or they're going to have to sit there and negotiate and try and figure something out.
There's some who feel that Republicans like the optics here, and it seems that way to me. Is there a sense that they want to finish the job that Elon Musk did not do with Doge because they feel there is too much bloating and waste in the federal government?
I don't know that it's necessarily finishing the job for Doge, right? A lot of these, Virginia, for example, if we can go into the weeds, but Virginia is going to have a gubernatorial election in about a month. And Virginia has so many federal workers. And so we're already kind of seeing how this shutdown, especially now that we're seeing threats of actual layoffs and not just furloughs, how that's going to impact the gubernatorial race. So I don't know that it's that, but they really want to have this clean CR pass. They don't want these subsidies to continue. And you said, Republicans are kind of winning on message. Republicans are excellent at messaging. They are staying on topic. They are placing the blame on Democrats. They all have the same message. Yet from Democrats, we're seeing a lot of different messaging. Obviously, there's the healthcare subsidies, which are a huge deal. But then we're also seeing, Epstein files. We're seeing Trump is chaotic. So they aren't really cohesive in their messaging. And so, when you have everybody focused on one message, you get that message across. But when you have a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, the messaging can get lost. And we see that happen a lot with Democrats.
Yeah, one of the messaging things that is happening now today that I don't think has happened in previous shutdowns is that the Trump administration is putting up graphics. Like if you go try to click on some of the government agencies, I'm not sure exactly which ones, Annie, maybe it says there's a big banner that says Democrats have shut down government. They're the ones doing this. I mean, talk about direct messaging to voters. They are actually, Republicans are really trying to take the narrative here, regardless of what Democrats are saying. But back to the substance of this, in terms of the healthcare subsidies, I've heard things like if this were to go through, Democrats say that the cost for Obamacare for some people would double or triple. Can you put anything into context like that for us?
Yeah, so those healthcare subsidies that if you buy your exchanges on, if you buy your health insurance on the exchanges and you make under a certain amount of money under the terms of the Affordable Care Act, you got a subsidy. So you got a little bit extra. So you weren't paying that giant, $1,000 a month chunk. You were only paying maybe $200. Well, Democrats want to bring that back. So right now, that's kind of what their main legislative sticking point is. And Republicans are saying, hey, we can do that at a later time, but let's get the government funded first. So it's kind of like the chicken or the egg, because I think the Democrats are saying, well, this is our chance to get this back in. If we pass a funding bill, Republicans will have no incentive to come back. One thing that's interesting is I think it's 60% of people who get their insurance off the exchanges are in Republican states. So that's going to be interesting because they're really going to, you start doing open enrollment in December. So they're really going to start to feel things if they lose this.
Annie Andersen, great job. Live with us from D.C. I think she puts a great point on this. Democrats have been lost in messaging. It's been quite some time. And I think that went through the election and continues today, really, because who's the leader of the party? And Hakeem Jeffries cannot be it.
Right, and talking about the GOP messaging, they keep saying Schumer shutdown, Schumer
They're
shutdown,
they're
laying
very
it at the
aligned.
doorstep of Chuck Schumer.
Yeah.
The senator
Now,
in New
the
York.
thing that you mentioned, Allison, by the way, is happening, and that is actually against the law. So I'm curious where that goes. That is a clear violation of what they call the Hatch Act. You're not allowed to do that. The administration may have to rethink that. We'll see.